I'm going to have Reverend Jean come on up it says here spiritual mind treatment, which is kind of off. At this point, you come up for your talk. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we always bring it.
Yeah.
It is always a new experience when I am up here, right? We do things differently, but we have fun, right? Right. Okay, I haven't said this, I'm going to say paragraph or poem or whatever in a while, but I want to say it because I just love it so much. There's a power within you that can lift your life to its highest level. It can change illness into health. It can bring peace amidst turmoil. It can bring success out of failure and victory out of defeat. It can bring companionship and happiness out of loneliness. This power will respond to you because this is the power that dwells within you. And I love this saying because no matter how many times you say it to yourself, you need to wake up some of those cells and organs that are saying, nah, it's not true, right? We need to keep doing that. So, I like that. Anyway, I was at a dinner party a few weeks ago, and the conversation at the table that I was at was belief in a higher power versus the lack of it. One person made the comment that if it was easy to follow this belief stuff, more people would follow it. In short terms, he wanted a blueprint for his beliefs if he was going to follow that path. He said, just make a path for me to follow that is not restricted. But don't we all want that, right? We want a path that's easy, soft, no commitment, don't have to do anything. That's what we want. Yeah, see? So did I. But the conversation got really interesting because there was a woman at the table that said, I stopped believing some time ago. And when I made that decision, I thought it would clear my life. I didn't have to pray. I didn't have to meditate. I didn't have to read the Bible or go to church or all the other things that people do with a faith. But I found that it was quite the opposite. Everything in my life began to fall apart. Everything in my life became so complicated. The conversation that we were having stopped for a few moments, and then we all chimed in with our views and our fears and our disappointments and so on. But that statement that she made stuck with me in my mind, and I thought about it and I thought about it, and here are some of my thoughts. When you stop believing that you have a power within you that can heal every ache, every pain, every fear, and much, much more, you stop believing in your ability to succeed in life. Think about that. You stop believing in your ability to feel good. You stop believing in a God that believes in you. You stop feeling worthy. You stop feeling deserving. You stop feeling that you have someone or something magnificent in your corner that will never leave you, never fail you, and will always be there. We teach and we share here in Connecticut Center for Spiritual Living that there is a power for good that lives within all creation, and all we need to do is believe it. And it's amazing when you start believing, when you really start believing, how things go glunk They change. Amazing. We teach how to believe in ourselves, how to believe in our health, how to believe in a God that loves all creation, does not discriminate. We teach and we practice how to believe that love exists. And for some people, unfortunately, it is difficult. It is difficult. We teach that goodness and peace and forgiveness and compassion are alive within each one of us. We are all just expressions of God, and we just need to say yes to that awareness. And you know, I don't know if any of you have done that, but when you say yes to that awareness, things change. It's like, boing, a light goes on. I remember when, and I don't know if I've told this story, but I lived in Southern California, and I used to walk along the beach, cursing, sorry to say, at God because my life was in the toilet, or so I thought. And I'd walk along the edge and I'd scream and I'd, say, why me, why me, why me? But one day, it was like, it wasn't lightning, but it was like a lightning, boom, hit me. And I took a deep breath and I said, yeah, of course. It's all up to me. I don't have to walk here and curse my life and curse God and curse, the people around me. I can control this. I can shift from what I'm believing right at this moment and cursing everything to loving everything, to embracing everything. And you know what a magnificent aha moment I got. And I've been in this teaching quite a long time, and it took me quite a long time to get that aha moment, to say to myself, wow, it's all up to me. It's all up to me. I can stop what I'm doing. I can change the people I surround myself with. I can change my job. I can do anything I want. It's all up to me. So, what we do here is believe and teach that we are all a divine expression of the one God. All of us, no exception. We believe that each one of us has all the components necessary to be happy, to be healthy, to be prosperous, and to be loved. We got it all. When our Science of Mind book was written, or was republished, rather, back in 1997, the foreword was written by Jean Houston, and I don't know if any of you have read anything, Jean. And she wrote, quote, "This is a book for the ages. It contains the distilled wisdom of many eras, many cultures, and one great soul. To read this book is to be charged with the glory of change, to enter into partnership with God, to relearn the laws of co-creation, to relearn. That's what we're doing." She wrote, "It is perhaps one of the most potent and influential books of the 20th century, yet, it appears nowhere in the library of great books. Its words have inspired countless millions, seeded the growth of spiritually innovated churches and philosophies, yet no university placed it in its curriculum. In precise and powerful prose, it lays out the blueprint for the remaking of the mind and the reenactment of the world." And doesn't it remake your mind? When you suddenly get that aha moment, everything changes. You are not who you were. And thank God for that. The architects of psychological and social forms know little about it. Why? Perhaps this is as it should be. For it is a hidden masterpiece which must be discovered only when one is ready to enter upon a larger life. Right? You have to be ready. You have to search it out. When you are open and receptive, wow, it changes. And when I was walking on that beach in Southern California, thank goodness no one saw me doing that. I opened my arms and screamed, I am ready. This is it. Can't go any further. Do it. Now, I could have gotten a bolt of lightning. Thank God I didn't. But it opened my mind. I said, okay, I am ready. So when you are ready, the teacher appears, and the teacher is God, the God within you. The architects and psychological and social forms know little about this teaching. Perhaps it is as it should. I don't know. For it is a hidden masterpiece which must be discovered only when one is ready to enter upon a larger life. And it is true. It changes. It changes your outlook. It changes how you see yourself, how you see other people, how you see life, how you see God, how you suddenly turn around and say, wow, where have I been all my life? I believe all of us here are ready to enter upon that larger life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here this morning. You know, it's a holiday. You sleep in. It's raining. Why not? You can't. You really cannot. And I come here every Sunday whether I'm up here or not, because this gives me the boost I need. Gives me the kick in the behind, the push. Come on, wake up, stay awake, don't fall asleep, don't give in. And that's what we need. Don't give in. I believe all of us here are ready to enter that larger life. Right? Or you wouldn't be here this morning. We're all ready to uncover what we feel and what we know and what we believe. And what we hear so often in this room, it is done unto you as you believe. As you believe. You believe it's going to be a horrible day? It is done unto you as you believe. You believe you're not going to have more than $1.50 in your wallet? It is done unto you as you believe. Right? Think about that. It is done unto you as you believe. What the heck are you believing? So many of us stumble and fall, but the point is we get back up. We get back up and say, I'm worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. We are all in mind. And what we think into it is taken up and done unto us. So think about that. What are you thinking about when you open your eyes in the morning? What are you thinking about? Oh, it's a dreary day. Blah. I don't want to get out of bed. Pull the covers over your head. Is that what you're thinking? Or you jump out of bed and say, thank you, God, for another day. I do that. Of course, my dog helps me. He goes, he's got to go out. But I say, what a beautiful day. Let me get up. Let me greet the day. Let me greet the day. We are all in this one magnificent mind. And what we think into it is taken up and done unto us. Right? Think about that. But we cannot think one way today and change our thought tomorrow and expect to get the desired results. You can't flip-flop back. We must be clear in our thought. Because how long have you had those negative thoughts in there? Think about that. The thoughts that we want to see manifest in our life have to be clear. They have to be clear. And I know sometimes you think, oh, what am I thinking? That's never going to happen to me. But you cannot think that way. You have to really believe, I am worthy of greatness. Now, it doesn't matter what you think greatness is, or what the other person thinks, or what your wife thinks, or your husband, or your friends. It doesn't matter. I am worthy of greatness. So what is your greatness? You know, and most of you know I teach an after-school program for 2 classes for little girls 7 to, 10, I think they are. And somebody said to me, oh, don't they drain you? No, their energy is wonderful. I hug them because I want that energy. That really keeps me alive. And anyone who teaches kids or who is around kids know that energy, it is pure. It is pure and it is golden, and we all have it. We all have the energy. We just don't use it. We don't drudge it up, right? I mean, how many times have you looked at something or watched an animal or a bird or something, and you got that fluttery, oh, isn't that beautiful? That's the loving energy that we have all the time, that we feel for everyone, if we allow it. And if we allow it. That's the big thing. We shut down. We need to be very clear in our thought, sending out only the thoughts that you want manifest in your life. Or else you're going to get a jumbled up life. And you know, this teaching is so simple that sometimes you say, it doesn't work, because it's so simple. But try it. It works. You change your negativity to a positive attitude every day for everything that comes your way. And you see what happens. See what happens. You argue with someone, you change and you want to say, oh, I'm going to kill that person. You change your attitude, and you watch how things develop, how they switch into being peaceful and loving, because you are peaceful and loving, and you send out that energy. But we cannot think one day how wonderful everyone is and how loving we are going to be, and the next morning wake up with the same cranky kind of thoughts that we have been having. I know I can't. We must be clear in our thought, sending out only the thoughts that we want to see manifest in our life, or else you are going to get mishkash. That's just what you're going to get. We've come together this morning to acknowledge and embrace the love of God within. How many times do we have to say, each one of you is a divine expression of God? Each one of you. Beautiful, perfect, complete, just as you are. And you think to yourself, she's kidding. No, I'm not. And every day you can unveil that completeness, that beauty, that wonderful creation of God. And if you want to keep the thoughts muddied, that's your choice. That's your choice. But look at you. Look in the mirror and say, thank you, God. This is me. So we've come together this morning to acknowledge and embrace God within. The light of infinite spirit, the wisdom and the joy of universal mind, and the power of God itself. And we have to do that every single day. Not only for Sunday or Saturday or when you're in trouble. You have to do it every single day. And I think I told this story before, back in California, I had a wonderful guy come to me as a client because he just was so browbeaten. He was so verbally beaten down as a kid that he had no self-confidence. And I suggested to him to write, I love myself the way I am. on Post-it notes and put them all over your house. And bless his heart, he was such a cute guy. He said, I can't do that. Put them on your mirror, put them on your door, put them in your car. And I kept encouraging him to do that because he was so within himself. Smart guy, handsome guy. He was prosperous, but he did not connect that. He didn't connect it. He had no self-esteem. However, when he started putting those Post-it notes all over his house, he said, I looked at them every day, and I started saying them every day in my mind. I am a divine expression of God. Worthy. That's the whole key to some of this. I am worthy. I deserve greatness. And I deserve to give love. That's what we have to remember. We have come together this morning to acknowledge and embrace the love of God, the power of God itself. I have this wonderful little saying. I am an open vessel for God's love and abundance. Simple. You can write it down. I am an open vessel for God's love and abundance. And you say that as often as you can. Write it, post it on your mirror, post it on your door as you're going out, in your car. I am an open vessel for God's love and abundance. But you have to mean it. You have to mean it. You have to feel it. You have to know it. Today is Memorial Day. It's a day that we honor our fallen heroes, a day when we acknowledge the sacrifice these men and women gave for their country, for you and me. I get choked up when I think about it. So, if you haven't done so already, I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes. Take a deep, holy breath. Just take a deep, holy breath and say, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And open your eyes. This is a journey of discovery, a discovery of thyself. You don't sit here and discover your neighbor. You're discovering yourself, discovering how powerful you can be if you choose. And that's the key. If you choose, if you look in the mirror and say, I am a divine expression of God. I am a divine expression of God. I am love itself. But of course, saying it helps, but doing it helps more. Doing it helps more. And when you are discovering something, you must pick and peel the layers that have grown over the true self to reveal the real gem that is underneath. What do they do with a diamond when they find it? It's a piece of muddy glass, it looks like. They polish it, they cut it, they pamper it, and it becomes a glorious thing that you wear on your finger, right? Some of us. Remember, this is a process. This is a process. Some of us can do it overnight, and some can't. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind. And the results will amaze you. And I know that. I know that. And I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes and feel this. Feel this. Today, this very minute, I give myself to love. Today, this very minute, I let love take over my being, knowing that love lives through me and allows me to experience wholeness, perfection, and complete trust in infinite spirit. It lives and breathes through me, moment to moment. Every doubt, every fear and sense of loneliness I once had is healed right now. I have complete confidence in the power of love to cast out false thoughts and false behavior patterns. Today is the time for renewal. Today is the time to give myself the power of love. The power of love. I rejoice in this truth, knowing that each and every moment I choose to focus on love. I am healed and I am renewed. In deep gratitude, I give thanks. Thank you, God, knowing this to be so. And so it is. So it is. So there is a poem that I would like to read, and I'm sure some of you know it, but just close your eyes and hear it. It's called Make the Circle Wider. He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. Which means get out there, open that circle, shine the love, the peace, and the power that each one of you have. Make the circle wider. Share your love with people, no matter if they're crotchety and whatever. I think I told this story, I don't know, a couple of times. I have to check my stories. But anyway, I was working in California, and I had to go. I was working in a high-rise building, and I had to go to get some stamps, and they told me that the man that sold the stamps was a curmudgeon. He was a cranky guy. I went like that. Don't worry. So I went in, and it was behind in a cigar store. And you know what? If you don't smoke anymore, if you're a recovering smoker, the smell of tobacco, I thought, oh my God. Well, I went in, and this man had a cigar in his mouth. It wasn't lit, but he had a cigar in his mouth, and he was chewing on it. And he was a frowner. Yeah, like that. Yeah, what do you want? And I said, stamps, please. Didn't say, thank you, nothing. And I walked out, and I said, God, I'm never coming back here again. However, I drew that circle, and I brought him in mentally. Next time I had to go there, same thing, he had this ugly cigar in his mouth. And he said, what do you want? So I told him stamps, and he takes the stamps and he throws them on the counter, and I gave him the money. And I said, you know, before I leave here, I just want to tell you, you would be a very handsome man if you learned how to smile. And he went, blah, 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 and his cigar fell out. What? And I left. Well, do you know the name? The next time I went in there, he had a smile on his face. Not a big one, but a little. So he was trying. So you make a difference. You make a difference, but you do it gently. You do it gently, right? So anyway, I want to close by saying thank you all for coming. I hope you bring this teaching into your life, into your everyday. I trust that you will open your heart to every critter, man, woman, child, and critter on this planet Earth, because we are all one. We are all one. Namaste, and so it is.